Okay.
Yeah,
Let's start.
Alright,
Okay, we're gonna start.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, thanks to everyone for coming and, all that stuff. My name is Maria. I'm the president of student government. And we're just gonna start with a quick icebreaker. What's your favorite Valentine's food item? I can go first. So when you answer the question, you can kind of like introduce yourself real quick and answer the question, so everyone knows who you are. My favorite Valentine's food item, I think I just like anything chocolate.
Okay, so my name is Jennifer Gamino. I'm the Vice President of Student Government, and I would say that my favorite Valentine's food is chocolate covered strawberries.
Oh, and my name is Rowan Wong. I'm the communications director for student government, and my favorite food item for Valentine's Day. Yeah. So,
Hi, I'm Ashley, co-advisor to student government, and I already know what I'm having for dinner tonight, and I'm gonna just consider it a Valentine's Day, and it's cheese pizza. So, I really do Valentine's, but,
Hi, everybody. I'm Melissa Gomez. I am the advisor of Campus Activities Board, and I just love the little heart dog chocolates. Those are my favorite.
Hi, my name is Sheena. I'm the office manager and I also help advise CAP. Mine would probably be pizza too.
I'm Nick, I'm part of the biomedical club. We go with chocolate is my favorite.
My name is Eduardo. You can call me Eddie though. I'm the president of the Biomedical Club. My favorite food for Valentine's Day. Hey, I don't even know. I'll go. Never go wrong with that.
I'm Dylan, Vice President of the Biomedical Club. I would say the chalk that's shaped like hearts. The little-
Yeah, that's
Hi, I'm Evan. Is it favorite food? Okay. Valentine's Day. Honestly, I think I'm with him. The they're adorable, but also I love them. Yeah. Was there anything else? Sorry.
Are you representing a club today?
I'm not.
Oh,
I'm Chase Kramer. I'm communication director of Rotary. It's either between deviled eggs or pasta or anything kind of pasta. So
My name is Sophia Brewer. I'm a faculty librarian, and I'm here as an advisor for the ILC, International Language Club. And my favorite Valentine's food is not food. It's chocolate, but with like nuts, like pecans. I don't want the heart box if it doesn't have nuts in it. Don't give me that.
Hi there, I'm Kiana Fu. I'm the president of the International Language Club. And my favorite is probably just gonna be like classic Hershey Kisses. So good. Good one.
I'm Lacey. I'm the treasurer of the International Language Club. My favorite Valentine's food? I'm not really sure. Maybe anything chocolate.
I'm Ryan Palmetier. I'm a co-advisor for the International Language Club, and my favorite Valentine's food is probably any candy, but my mom gets me the Sour Patch watermelon every year. That's my favorite. So I'll go with that.
My name is Jenna. I'm the secretary for the Campus Activities Board. And my favorite Valentine's food would be chocolate covered strawberries.
So I'm Victoria. I am communication director for CAD and same. Oh, strawberry.
I'm Barry Smith. I'm the president of the Campus Activities Board, and my favorite candy for Valentine's Day would probably just be chocolate too.
Is anyone online?
Valerie.
Hi, I'm Valerie Hargraves. I'm Director of Student Life and Leadership, and I help Ashley with student government. And my favorite Valentine's Day treat is probably Jennifer, did you say chocolate covered strawberries?
Yeah.
That sounds good. I'll go with that.
Anyone else on Zoom?
My name is Sandra, and I'm with Gamma Theta Upsilon. It's the International Geographical Society. And my favorite Valentine's Day food, I gotta go with those nasty little candy hearts. They're pretty good.
Anyone else?
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Jax. I'm with, do you want to be here too? I'm with Staying Rooted at GRCC's Garden Club. Is the question Valentine's Day treat?
Food, treat, like anything edible?
Okay. My dad for the last couple years has made chocolate strawberry crepes. Those are really good.
I'm Lydia. I'm also part of the Staying Rooted Gardening Club. My favorite treats, I guess, are also the heart candies. It's good.
Right, anyone else on Zoom?
Hi, I'm Joseph Pattison. I'm not representing anybody. I guess I like chicken parmesan for Valentine's Day.
Right, anyone else? Okay, I think we're good. So now Victoria's gonna introduce you guys some upcoming CAP events, so go ahead.
So we have our winter dance that is happening tomorrow. So the theme is City Light and Starry Night, and it's at the John Bolton Free House. So it's happening 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. We have our RSVP form on our Instagram. And also just want to bring up that Welcome Week was a success. We had bingo night. I don't know if we can play the video.
Right, you can check out the link too. That's on the agenda.
Oh.
If it's too much, it's not up.
Check it later.
Check it.
Oh, okay.
It will get played.
And then yesterday we have Valentine's card making and bouquet making, which was a success. So.
So we have tomorrow. Oh, they said. Yeah, we have the form too on Rare Connect. If anyone's still interested, it's still up. So bring a friend. Doesn't have to be a student.
All right, our student government team also has an event. It's actually tomorrow. It's Valentine's themed, sexual health awareness tabling. We're planning on giving out roses and condoms and some information, about STI. So, yeah, if you're available, stop by. We're gonna be on the first floor of Student Center, so like right in front of Student Life. I think it's from 1 to 3 p.m. Yeah. So, yeah, there's more information on our Instagram page, so, yeah. Now Jennifer's gonna, do treasurer's report, because we don't have the treasurer yet, so, yeah.
Okay, so the amount left that we have from the student activities budget is $28,819 with 10 cents. But that might change depending on today because we have 2 allocation requests. So I'll just give a brief introduction from like the groups that are are asking for this money, and then I'll let them speak. So the first allocation request is in the amount of $6,024.27 on behalf of Gamma Theta Upsilon, which is the International Geographical Honor Society. And they are planning to use this money to allow 2 students to represent GRCC at the 2025 California Geographical Society Annual Conference. And then the second allocation request is in the amount of $4,558.91 on behalf of the International Language Club so they can host their annual cultural festival event. So yeah, I'd like to segue to, I think it's Sandra online, so she can provide like information on what their event is or why they're requesting money for this event.
Hi, I'm Sandra again. So the California Geographical Society is a conference that's held annually. Typically, students from Grand Rapids Community College go there and represent the college because the college is known sort of nationally. And I say sort of nationally, I mean, the college has received awards as being the second best geography program in the country at a community college. And this is in part due to the students who go and represent the college at conferences. This particular conference is being held in California. It's just east of San Francisco, west of the Sierra Nevada. So the landscape is actually conducive to physical geography field trips that we would not be able to take otherwise in Michigan because the climate and the landscape are very different. The purpose of the trip is, well, there's three main reasons for it. One is field trip participation to further enhance geographical knowledge. And this is of particular importance to Sarah, who would be joining me. As her research interests are in the region of California. For myself, my interests are more in the area of climatology. And so going on this conference to California would enable me to experience a completely different climate, but also to meet with some of the country's top climatologists who are in California. So this is kind of the perfect backdrop for gaining experience in that field work. The second reason and the primary reason is to present research. And research presentation is really essential. It's imperative for any scholar who wants to go on to graduate school, as many GRCC geography students have. So the majority of undergraduate students don't have the mentorship that GRCC offers to adequately prepare them for graduate school. So they kind of finish with their associates or their undergraduate degree and they aren't able to continue on. But GRCC enables students to gain this sort of necessary experience, not just to get into graduate school, but to get funding that will pay for graduate school. A number of GRC students have gone on these trips. April Shirey, who's an adjunct professor at GRCC. Ben Gerlofs is a professor or associate professor. Katie Corson is a professor. And all of these students sort of started at GRCC, went on these field trips, went to these conferences, presented their research, and had fully funded graduate school experiences. And the third reason is simply networking and relationship building. It's not like business students who, not discounting the experience that business students have, but it's not like passing out business cards and meeting people to meet people to get opportunities. This is actually collaborating with people who are interested in the same thing. So it's like you get researchers who are all researching similar topics. At the last conference I attended, I had the pleasure of meeting another geographer from Nebraska working on her PhD, so she's a little bit further ahead than me. And we've been able to keep in touch and collaborate on a project and share resources for that project. And this is sort of, you can't really do this not attending these conferences. So that's the main purpose of the field trip, or the conference, excuse me, is to get all these experiences to prepare us for graduate school ultimately.
Okay, thank you for sharing. I have a quick question, and if anyone else has like a question for Sandra, they're also welcome to ask. So yeah, I was just wondering if you could give us like a quick like cost breakdown of like the money that's gonna be spent for this trip? Like where's it
Sure.
gonna? Okay.
So the funding request includes airfare from Grand Rapids to San Francisco. It includes a car rental so that we are able to get from San Francisco to the location, which is a few hours from San Francisco to more like interior part of California, or a couple of hours. And then lodging, the conference registration and field trips, and then meals. And the meals were calculated at the standard rate per day, although we don't need meals every single day. We don't need 3 meals every single day.
Oh, go
Sorry.
ahead. No, you can go ahead.
I think there was a paper submitted. I don't know if you guys have that. There was a breakdown of those costs submitted for your review.
Yeah, our team actually has a question with that. So when we reviewed your allocation request, we noticed that the numbers were off. So,
Oh, like they'd been miscalculated?
yeah.
Jennifer, Maria, can you clarify what you're asking so Sandra can respond? What is information is missing?
No, you're good. Well, Jenny's the one who actually calculated, so if you want to explain.
Well, yeah, when they submitted this allocation request, I'm not sure if it's just like my understanding, but it's kind of like difficult to follow along the breakdown of the expenses, but where I noticed, well, I started adding this up on my own part, and I think, let me try to find where I found the miscalculation. I think it's for the student cost of meals and incidental expenses. They provided like different amounts for each day, so I'm not sure if, like that amount is gonna fluctuate, but yeah. It said the amount they provided for one student was $358, and when I added the numbers that they provided, I got $450 for one student. So I'm not sure if that was just like a math error or, yeah. That's just what I was wondering.
Oh, with the, yeah, I see that now. So the total request for 2 students is actually less than what the breakdown per day was. Is that what you found?
Well, we found out that it should be more than 358. You got 450 per student.
Yeah, so the daily breakdown was not accurately.
Well, the cost per student was not accurate.
Right. The cost per student. So the cost per student per day was more than the cost per student for the whole week, right? If you add up each day, it's 450, but the total listed on the thing was 358.
Can you repeat? I don't think we're following.
So if you add up the daily amounts for the week, the daily amounts totaled 450, but the daily amount for the week, where it says total one student, was actually 358.
Yeah, so it's actually 450, but you guys put 358. Yeah.
Yeah, 358 per student for the week. That would be the more accurate, because I don't think that when the meal expenses were being broken down per day, as like you were saying, that it's fluctuating because we don't have any idea. Well, we have some idea. We don't have any idea really of how much exactly. We just know that on Friday there's a reception. We don't have to cover dinner for that. So the more accurate total would be the one that was listed at 358, not 450.
Well, thank you for providing that clarification.
Sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
Sandra, can I ask you a question really quick? When you
Yeah.
did that meal and incidentals calculation, were you using the federal meal and incidental calculation for the area or for the region?
The U.S. the U.S. General Services Administration.
Great. And just wanted to ask that question because that aligns with GRCC's policies for meal and incidental reimbursement for student government. And then I just also wanted to throw out a topic for discussion with this, Jennifer, since you're leading the discussion, is in the fall, when there was a vote on the Foreign Affairs Club. Am I recalling accurately that we did not approve meals and incidentals as a part of that? I don't think that was requested as a part of that trip. So I just want to raise that question if that should be a discussion with looking at this allocation.
Covered the transportation. Yeah. Do you guys have any questions or comments?
There's no conversation here. So these are open forums for students to vote on student requests such as this because the funding is actually made available through your tuition dollars. So if there's conversation to be had, like if your organization was in these shoes, you know, what kinds of questions would you have or would you want answered?
I guess the only question I have, so is, from what I'm understanding, is that is she a student?
Yeah, Sandra's a
Okay,
student.
so there's only 2 students going on this trip. That was what I was kind of.
Sure, yeah.
Go ahead.
It's open. The conference is open to all students. It is open to all GRCC students. It's just, it takes a lot of preparation to get there because you have to do months of research beforehand. And then you have to prepare an abstract and actually present it in front of, you know, a room full of professors and graduate students. But it is open to every GRCC student. There's just very few who have expressed interest in joining us for these conferences.
So then, have they already started these research things, like in projects, and it's already set?
Yes, we've been working on them for months already.
So I think back in November or whatever it was with I think it was Model UN.
That was
For
the
Foreign Affairs.
conference.
I think the big question then was like, how is this helping the campus community at large? And I might ask the same question here, even, I think I would support this. I think it sounds like a great opportunity, but maybe a partial funding might be a better fit.
That is a great question. Oh, is it?
No, go
Yeah.
ahead. please.
Okay. Because this question has been posed before. And because we're asking for a larger amount of money for only 2 students, it's like, well, how is this benefiting the rest of the student body? And it might sound cheesy, but I would like you to think about it sort of as an investment in the students, because the students who attend these conferences, like I said, April Shirey, Ben Gerloffs, Allison Maybe, Stacy Murphy, like every one of these students has gone on to higher education, obtain master's degrees, PhDs. April Shirey is a good example because she returned to GRCC as an adjunct professor, where now she's reaching hundreds of students in the student body. And so when you look at it like that, yeah, there's only 2 of us going, but the impact that we'll have and the return that we'll have to the community is much, much larger. Rebecca Lubbers is another GTU alum who has made such an impact in the community and on the GRCC campus. So I think when you look at it as an investment where there's not like instant gratification, like we're not going to be handing out stickers to the entire student body, but we are going to return to the community and invest in the students. And my ultimate goal is to get my PhD and actually return to GRCC as a professor. I mean, that's what I want to do. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm new to all this, so I apologize if I ask any questions that are obvious. The 28,000 that we have left, that's an annual budget, is that correct? And that's for all the student groups,
Yeah,
and that money is allocated from tuition from the students.
yeah.
Okay,
And if you have leftovers, it's just gonna like, stay there as a backup.
for
like
the following year, rolls over. Gotcha.
So in the fiscal year, we get a new amount. Student government looks at that amount and they divvy up where the money should go. Some goes to the food pantry, some is kept in the pot for student orgs to use. It also funds the Go CGR program that GRCC offers to students. So it is a big lump sum of money, but you can't go through it quickly. But if you're smart and you bring it to student government, they will go ahead and calculate to make sure that the money is actually going to a good cause, not just being wasted.
Gotcha. How much was it at the beginning of the year?
Sorry,
Um,
Hold on, I can.
Can I jump in for a second? Guys, we had a little over $34,000 available for student activities fees to be used for student organizations. The amount of money that Jennifer is talking about today is a portion of the student activities fee that has been allocated for student organizations. We have not used much of that money yet this semester. We really, I think, Jennifer, I'm right. It was a little over $34,000, right? So we've only used about $6,000 for orgs. We haven't gotten a lot of large allocation requests this year. So I hope that answers that question. And then next year, we always have, our student activities fee is based on our projected enrollment. So I can't guarantee we're going to have the same amount of money available to student orgs next year, but this is what we have right now.
I wanted to interject there. Last year, the budget that we started with was very, very small. And I think I brought it up at one of the meetings that it needed to be increased because there were so many sort of academic-based clubs that were wanting to go to conferences to have these experiences, and the money just wasn't there. So I'm happy to see that budget has been increased, that there is some more money there for funding opportunities for these academic clubs.
Is there a mission statement with this money? Is there like this money is set aside for X listed somewhere?
The student org manual has all the detail around that.
Okay. Well, my understanding was we're discussing the money that they've requested in hopes of voting on it or contributing to why that would, they would get it allocated. Don't know how to vote.
Oh,
I don't
we're
know what
about
the
to.
Well, I just mean, if I'm gonna vote on something, I need a mission statement as to why. Like, if we're trying to say I wanna equally distribute the, this money so that it benefits the individuals of this college equally, then we would just give it everybody back and lower their tuition slightly. So there has to be like, we want to, in the case of the argument that she's making, we want to pull a certain amount of money aside from the tuition of students to allocate it to the highest performing students so that they may exceed in higher education towards master's, PhDs. Then that would be appropriate, and we would then vote on them being able to do this. If it's something like we want to distribute to the student groups so that they can have better community amongst the school throughout the year, then we would put it towards things like dances. So I guess that's my thought. Does that make sense?
Yep, so our student activities fee is money that should be used for students because it's paid by students. We don't have it as specifically written out as you are asking because we do have the democratic process of the student government town hall to vote on it. And so Sandra did respond to one point, which was if money is going to be used, how is it benefiting students and how are students able to apply for that opportunity or engage in that activity? And so with this presentation today, it sounds like this is something that any GRCC student could have applied for to participate in the conference. So technically that's open to all students. And then I might not put this as eloquently as what Sandra said, but saying that bringing that knowledge back to the community to benefit students through the learning environment would be the goal of financing this. That said, that doesn't mean that you have to vote yes on this or not, but student activities fees are a fee that is paid once per semester by all students, and it is a portion of that fee that we allocate for student organizations to use. Sandra is representing a student organization making this request.
You want to say something?
No.
Okay. Is everyone good?
Okay, well, if everyone doesn't have any more questions, I guess it's time to vote. So, for those in favor, I would like you guys to raise your hands and then we'll vote and see based off that. So, yeah.
We advise, we can't
Yeah, we
vote.
can't vote, so, yeah.
So, yeah, if you vote for yes, just raise your hand and we're gonna count.
Okay, so yeah, since it's the majority vote, this allocation request is approved. And we can move on to our second allocation request of today with the International Language Club, if you guys would like to. give your action.
Right, are you on? I think we need to see.
I don't.
I know, you gotta stay away from me.
Can you like make sure?
I know. You said what? It's a fire. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm trying to get a new wardrobe. You have to do all this stuff out.
No?
I mean, like, back.
Yeah. That's what you were saying.
Got it. I was thinking gold, but what else is there? Gold really suits your skin tone. I was just like, yeah.
Oh my God. So.
Yeah.
So-
Silver looks good.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Absolutely.
First, maybe I should have. Right here, there's Steven.
First time in my life, I don't want to go. Okay. But do it.
Or no.
There's a two over here. Here's just.
Just no, but that's what happens.
Yeah, yeah.
I was wondering about that.
I was like, well, everyone else's are nice and interesting and I was like, chugging in his backpack.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
He did say to me, he's like, don't do this to me, I'm gonna crumble it. I'm like, I'm gonna trust you as the president to make your choices.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. I'll screen you.
Good, that's what I got after every story. Maybe.
Did you ask?
Yeah. All right.
No, I was thinking Dominic, that would.
Oh,
Am I allowed?
Yeah.
It's kinda nice to know.
Okay. Hi, everyone. If you don't know me, I'm Kiana. I'm the president of the International Language Club. Today, I'm here on behalf of the club to ask for an allocation over $1,000 for for an event coming up in April. So, sorry. So what we're gonna go over a little bit today is, what event do we have in April? What are our plans? We can get a little sneak peek of our plans this year, and then what we're gonna be asking for. Oh, online can't see the slides. We weren't finding a way to do that.
What is a Zoom?
Okay, sorry, it's not going as smoothly as we planned it. Here was down here, maybe that'll help be easier. It should be good. We'll go with that. All right. Continuing on. All right, so since 2021, the International Language Club has had a tradition of holding a cultural festival every spring. This festival gives students the opportunity to represent their cultural background and then share it with the rest of the campus. It's usually usually one of the biggest events of the year, and students have the opportunity not only to share their heritage, but to also experience it when they come to this event. Students get to exposed to this immersive experience. We love promoting the idea of inclusivity, and we also want to give students the opportunity to build relationships and have opportunities with different students, meeting other people and just learning about them as well. To me, this event just makes GRCC feel a little bit more connected in that way. So our plans for this year, actually thanks to student government, they gave us the idea to do it outside this year in the Oliver S. Plaza. Like last year, we'll have 9 countries represented by 9 individuals with their own teams, of course. Each booth will have an activity or game. We'll have souvenirs to give out to the student body. And then also we'll be having food, music, and live performances as well. We like the idea of doing it in Oliver S. Plaza just because we get more exposure to foot traffic. Love the idea. And it's just more convenient for people who are passing by just to know where we are. And there is a cost to this event. This budget was based on the one that.
Excuse me, someone replied on Zoom saying they still can't see the picture.
We couldn't figure it out.
Okay.
So unless someone feels privy to that, we can follow
link to the slide in the chat.
It wouldn't work.
Or we can link it to the agenda.
I'll just link it to the agenda so they can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good job, Matt. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
But, so, as I was saying, last year, the cost of this event was around $6,100. We were able to lower the cost thanks to the venue change, along with a few minor changes we made as well. So, total cost of our event will be $5,575. Right now, the ILC has funds that we got from last year from fundraising and from allocations. It's about $1 grand. And what we're gonna be asking for is relatively, $4,560. So just to break it down here, as I said, there are gonna be 9 booths. The total for all the decor and the supplies there will fall around $2,850. Luckily, we have 6 representatives from last year who wanna come back and represent their countries again. So the reason why that the budget for Old Booth is $150 is because they do have those decorations already set in place. Then what they really just have to spend money on is the souvenirs and the snacks that they want to do, especially if they're not catering. They want to have something to give away to students. And we want to be able to give away these souvenirs for 4 straight hours. So then there's a lot to get as well. This year, we also have 3 new countries represented. So their budget is a little bit higher at $350 just because they're starting fresh. We have considered the the supplies we have from former Cultural Fest last year and the year before that as well. And there are some things we can reuse, like tablecloths, but a lot of the supplies that we ordered were one-time use items. So those can't really be used, hence why we have to buy, brand new decor, souvenirs, etc. for those new countries. And for those 3 new booths, it's gonna fall around $1,050 for those booths. As I'm speaking about these new booths, at the cultural festival last year, we had tables topped with canopies. And with the canopies, there were long, large banners just to represent like what it was nice signage for what country they were representing. After talking to Student Life a little bit, we found out that it was around $700 for 5 of those very large banners from ePrint. And we're asking for $650 for 3 new ones, just because with ePrint, it's not a set price. It's an estimated price based on, what they think how much it would be for each banner. And then we're also including flowers and miscellaneous items. The flowers, we had flowers from each country. They were real flowers that were catered in a way. So that was a very expensive. It was really expensive to get those flowers. So we're thinking about instead doing artificial flowers, still make it an authentic experience. So that'll be included in that cost. Miscellaneous items are more like last minute things. So if supplies don't come in time, then we're able to go out and just buy the supplies that the students will need for their booths. And then we also included a $150 buffer for taxes and shipping, because just what's happening right now, if we order international products, we don't know how much that will cost and how much that will change. So that's just there for a safeguard. We also want to cater authentic food for this event. So that cost will fall under $1,950 for 3 countries to cater, $600 each. And again, there's a buffer there just for extra costs if they need it. We also want to do a little bit of promotion with posters, not the classic 8x, well, we're gonna do those too, but we're hoping to get the bigger posters from ePrint, the slightly larger ones. And this price was from last year. So this is how much Ashpreet, the last president, spent on these posters, so around $50 for that. We also wanted this to be of a more student involved event, more than already is. Because last year we had a photographer that was contracted with GRCC, so he was also a little bit expensive to get. So actually Evan, we asked Evan here to be our photographer for this year's event. And he actually said that he would do it on a voluntary basis, but I feel like I would feel better paying you to be there for like 3 to 4 hours.
Fair.
So
Thank
that $150 is gonna go towards Evan for photography and just capturing some moments at our events. We also wanted to do a raffle again this year. Last year, we gave away parking validations, sweatshirts, and sorry, this is supposed to say restaurant gift card, but we were thinking about getting gift cards from our vendors that we were gonna get for the restaurant budget. And then also, we were thinking, I don't know if GRCC has gift cards for the food places we have here.
So for gift cards, they have to be purchased by a purchasing department.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, but that was also just one idea, because you're on campus anyway. You can have a gift card to spend here so you don't have to like travel very far for it. And then again, just a $25 buffer for those taxes and fees. And then lastly, again, this was something we talked about with Student Life a little bit. It's payments for performances. We have a few performers who also wanted to come on a voluntary basis, but just in case we find someone who does want to get paid for 3 performances, this $450 comes from the baseline of $150 per performance. So that's where that would come from. We also have fundraising planned. So right now on February 18 and March 4, we'll be selling fidget toys, bracelets, and international snacks as well. We are also planning 2 more fundraisers on the week of March 10 and March 17. So we're also going to be trying to make funds for this event, just so we have a little extra cushion for when we have to buy different supplies. I'm open to questions and comments. Thank you.
Is there like a backup in place in the event of like bad weather or something?
We're gonna be in the ATC Piazza for our backup place. We also have a backup time as well. So if, things don't work out for weather, there's more of those backups in place for us.
So what is the proposed date of the event again?
It's gonna be April 9th from 11 to 2.
Alright, thank you.
That's Friday, right?
It's gonna be on Wednesday.
Oh, any questions? I guess.
Do you need any help from Rotary? We could assist you with setting stuff up for.
I'll talk to you after. We would love that.
Yeah, we
because
could always
last
use help
year-
setting stuff up.
Yes.
Sure.
Last year, we had students, they still wanted to attend their classes, but we also need time to set up for this big event. So it was stressful for a lot of people, a lot of our e-board in the club, because we were trying to help everyone we can, but we would love some assistance. That'd be
Cool.
perfect.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Right, I think we're good to go.
Okay, so, yeah, I'll call for a motion to vote. And we'll do it again like we did the last one. So those that are in favor of this, just raise your hand and we'll count the vote.
One, 9. 2, 3 and 4, 9. Here, 3, Jackson.
We're not.
6, 7.
Okay. And it looks like this motion is approved as well. So thank you everyone for voting.
I'll follow.
Okay, now it's time for public comment and response. We have Melissa, today, so if you wanna go first, yeah.
Then I can take time. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Melissa Ware. I'm the Program Director of Counseling, no, not Counseling and Career Development, formerly known as, but currently known as the Center for Counseling and Wellbeing. And we're on the 3rd floor of the Student Center. So we provide mental health counseling and career counseling for all GRCC students. So I am here for a couple of reasons, just to, because I haven't been here in a minute. Number one, to say thank you for your work. Yeah, I really wanted to say thank you, actually. I think the work that you all do as leaders is inspiring, honestly. And I was just thinking about like our recent growth. So we were just wonderfully, not surprised, but, you know, I guess given 2 counselors. So we're expanding the Center for Counseling and Wellbeing. And I was just doing a lot of reflection about how did that even come to be? And I kept kind of coming back to all of the work that students have done and how they've helped to advocate and the leadership that many of you have shown in helping our department to advocate for that. And for you all to say, hey, we think this is important. We think that this is a value. So I just wanted to shout you all out and say thank you. In addition, I also wanted to say thank you just to all of the students for those of you that took the time to participate in the Healthy Mind Study. Does that sound familiar when I say the Healthy Mind Study? Hopefully, you probably all got a lot of emails. Apologies. But also, we had a 7.89 participation rate, which is impressive. Okay, so thank yourselves. So as an additional thank you, we wanted to host a report out with food for all students. So you can come and get a little snack. This is your data. You know, oftentimes people want people to fill out surveys and information, and we don't know where it goes, or how are we going to use this, or what is the benefit of all of this. And so I'm hoping to just make that really open and transparent to say doesn't belong to the counseling center, but this is all of our information What do we think about it? Here are some ways that we are hoping to use this information to help us structure programming that we heard from students at GRCC saying, hey, this is what we want, or these are the things that are important to us. And so then we have to be responsive as a department to that data. So that is March 11th, 2025, and I'll put some stuff out on Radar Connect too, but this is just kind of a preliminary bookmark it, save the date. So that's March 11th from 3 to 5, and 234 Student Center. So that is the Healthy Minds report out. And I'm hoping that there's a component of that that will also be interactive. So if folks didn't get a chance to fill out the survey, you still will have an opportunity to have some discussion, share some input and feedback. A lot of opportunity for questions. So hopefully it won't be like lecturing. Any questions about that? Yeah, I mean, that was like a 30-minute survey. Okay, so cookies or snack, I mean, come and get at least a little something for that. And hopefully you all will get whoever filled it out. And I guess I'm saying that to the broader, whoever's listening out there. Make sure that you follow up on the steps to get your incentive. Because there was a monetary incentive for filling that survey out. Hopefully you all got your checks from U of M. Okay, so another event that would be taking place the week of March 19th. Oh, no, the date is March 19th. From 10 to 12 a.m. Also in the Student Center, room 234, is just an event on connecting. It's called the College Connection, Making Friends and Finding Your Community. I have been reading this really phenomenal book called Platonic by Dr. Marissa Franco. And she outlines a really great formula for making friends, building friendships, making deeper connections. And I was also pretty inspired by that. So I thought maybe that might be a fun thing to bring. So I will share flyers, all the good stuff about that. Additionally, we're also going to start to offer support groups. And we decided to try to do that right away because there is a lot, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot going on in the world. Not only in the world, but just a lot going on at GRCC. There's a lot going on in our individual lives. My furnace just went to put it, that was a little stressful. So we're gonna offer that starting next week. Those are open. So it's not like a closed therapy group. A support group is open, meaning you don't have to come every week. It's like as needed, okay? So you can drop in, right? It isn't, again, it's not necessarily therapy, but it's using that group dynamic and everyone sharing their experiences to help support each other. So we're gonna offer those support groups on Wednesdays from 4 to 5 p.m. and Thursdays from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. So hopefully that allows a little bit of flexibility in people's schedule to be able to drop in as needed. Yeah, so there aren't any things that folks can't talk about. There's no, whether you want to talk about how you feel about academic stress, whether you want to talk about being a community college student on a commuter campus, if you want to talk about anxiety, if you want to talk about relationships, if you want to
seek support for things just feeling kind of uncertain and up in the air right now, or just noticing some tension maybe as a result of the election between, why do we feel so divided? Yeah, nothing's off limits. Nothing's off limits.
Are there themes? There's a question in the chat. Will there be themes, for example, for student mothers or?
Like specific affinity
Yeah.
groups? I think that's where we want to go. So I think additional capacity will help get us there. But for right now, we want to just keep it really broad and hear about what people really are needing and looking for. It's hard to run a group if just two people need something, then we would have to kick them over to individual, like one-on-one counseling. Until we build up enough of a group that would sustain at least 6, I'd say. So I'm also hoping that people might be willing to take a little bit of a healthy risk with the support group. There's a lot of great research that just demonstrates how helpful it can be to hear about shared experiences and learn from each other rather than having someone facilitate and tell. So the role of the facilitator or the counselor in these support groups is really just to kind of hang back and maybe guide conversation by prompting a little bit. But, you know, hopefully the group will kind of cohese and then it kind of becomes its own, the group takes responsibility and does its own thing. Hopefully we can all just meet each other where we're at, ask some questions, get some support, gain a little hope, some friendship, some connection. So, yeah, so anyway, back to the healthy risk. I'm hoping that even though people your anxiety might be telling you there's no way I'm going to a support group. This might be a really great opportunity actually to, I guess, maybe show yourself that you're capable of doing something that your anxiety is lying to you and telling you that you shouldn't or can't do. Because a lot of people have been talking about groups years. So so the hypothesis is that if we build it, they will come. So, yeah, so spread the word. It's confidential. Everybody's just asked you don't have to register. If you can make it, cool. If you can't, that's cool too. Light refreshments, not like a whole lot of, I don't know if we can afford that, but we'll see what we can do. But we'll try to, have some snacks. Everybody's busy. We're always on the go. We got to eat and stay hydrated. So any questions for me? When does that start again? Next week. So they will all be in like a windowless room, which sounds a little weird, but for privacy. In a room just off of the counseling center. So just come to 368 Student Center. So if you just come to the Center for Counseling and Wellbeing on the 3rd floor of the Student Center, our support staff will direct you to the room. Okay. So I do have just a couple little thingies if anybody, yeah, you can take them. But I will put this on Raider Connect. I'll make some flyers too that, I mean, what do you think, what is the best way to get the word out?
Raider Connect.
Okay.
Social media, like, hey, get it connected with these groups, they'll share, and they all kind of help each other.
Okay.
Put it out.
Okay.
We could do tabling too, so we'd be happy to apply on our table.
Wonderful.
I know.
So helpful. Yeah, great.
Great.
Alright.
Flyers. Okay.
Any upcoming events?
Thank you, Melissa, that's great.
I know I talked about it in the beginning, but we're gonna have, student government's gonna have a family event tomorrow on the 1st floor of Student Life, so, yeah, go ahead.
I was wondering, who do we contact for streamlining, like, having events off campus, the paperwork? who do we contact for that? Because right now it takes like about a month for off-campus stuff. And would you say like a couple weeks for on-campus stuff for it to go through management?
I don't have experience to that, so.
Oh,
Yeah, Valerie and I could probably tag team this. I mean, Valerie, right?
That's correct. It takes about a month for off campus and about 2 weeks for on campus, because off campus there are travel policy requirements that don't just rest with student life. And so there are sometimes background checks, transportation, logistics that have to be done. And then some additional risk and liability paperwork that needs to be collected and stored.
I understand that. Just, we're trying to set up some, well, we're Rotary, right? So we do, charity events, fundraisers. And that's, majority of that stuff is off campus. So that really slows us down. You know, we went to Ronald McDonald, we have that already pre-planned, but if we come up with anything new, it'd be very helpful. I'm sure other clubs would agree, having these events sooner would be better. But yeah, I could give the email of the person in charge of that, but just so we can talk, you know.
Yeah,
see if
so
we can
there-
streamline it.
You can send Ashley and I an email, feel free to, but these are college-wide policies, so we don't have the ability to change the travel policies and some of those things because those go through our compliance policy team on a regular schedule. But one thing that you might want to consider is looking at donation drives or things that you might want to do on campus to supplement some of the work that you guys are doing. And I think Ashley, I don't want to volunteer you, but I'm sure she'd be happy to meet with you and talk about some of those options too.
Good, yeah, just, how many months do we have in the semester? 3,
4.
3, 4? You know, it kind of takes the wind out of you if you gotta wait an entire month to do something off campus, you know what I mean?
I do. Other groups make it work, so I mean, maybe it's a matter of delegating the work and submitting it as soon as you can. I mean, I try to be as timely as I can, but like Valerie's saying, we do have to run it up through other channels, for legal liability purposes, so we're really doing what we can to help you.
Oh, I'm not trying to say anything bad, but.
No, I
you know,
understand.
just
Yeah, I'm
wondering
meeting you.
why-
where you're at. And yeah, I'd be happy to talk if you have more like individual or specific things in mind, because yeah, I think you're right. Everything for the Ronald McDonald is clear, but if you have other things, let's chat.
Okay, what's your emails?
Yeah, I'll send you a note.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. So,
Alright. Anything else? Oh,
Yeah.
Melissa, go ahead.
I just wanted to share a couple of events that are happening next week. So, I help with prevention education program within Student Life. And so next Tuesday, we're having the Student Health and Wellness Fair. It's gonna be out at the Lake Shore this semester. Usually in the fall, we have the Student Health and Wellness Fair here on main campus. But anybody can attend. So if you wanna attend, that'll happen on Tuesday, between 11 and 2. And then next Wednesday on the 19th, we have free STI testing here on campus with the Kent County Health Department. So they're the ones who do the test, they run the test, and then within a couple of business days, you get your results. But it's free to students, so if you want to stop by, that'll take place on the 4th floor of RJF building between the time of 11 and 2. So any questions regarding those that you want me to answer right now? And if not now, you could ask me later as well.
So someone wants to share about their event.
Hello. Um, anyone who missed it, we're staying rooted. GRCC's gardening club, tomorrow, I know very short notice, but, is gonna be a seeding day. So we're gonna do some planting, and are we doing some potting up? Yeah, repotting. Of some plants we have in the greenhouse in the science building. It's in the floor. Okay, great. And so that's gonna be pretty exciting, I think. And then we've got coming up, we're kind of planning a painting pots event later this month, the week of the 20th. And so we're still solidifying that one, but it's gonna be like arts and crafts, paint a pot, you get to take it home. It's gonna be very fun. And then we'll hopefully be helping out with STEM Day that's coming up in March. There we go. It's March 22nd. And so we'll be there too. So that's kind of the stuff we have coming up. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Right,
Maybe, we don't know yet.
I don't know. Hopefully not. I hope no.
I don't think so, but
Yeah, we'll
we'll definitely have it. If anything happened, we will reschedule.
yeah, we'll have a backup plan.
Cool, that sounds like a blast.
Right, anything else?
I have a couple of things. I know some of our audience has left, but it's recorded. Student Leadership Awards, the nominations are open. They've been open, so be sure to submit your nominations for your peers, those in your group, or even your advisor in your student org. Those are all, you can find the Student Leadership nomination form on Ranger Connect. And I wanted to kind of make an announcement about Student Government and Campus Activities Board applications that will be opening. So look out for that beginning of March. So we'll have applications open for a month so that we can secure interviews and move forward with the hiring. So look out for that. We'll have all the positions I think will be open actually this year. So we're looking forward to what that'll bring.
I wanted to add something.
Yeah.
Aside from what I had told you before, there was, me and Dylan, we were discussing about, you know, a potential event that we could do in the future that could, you know, hopefully everybody would be willing to collaborate and share their insights on this. Something that me and Dylan want to do is find some way to help the homelessness, you know, we're not profiting from it, but it's something that we're thinking about, because as the biomedical club, you know, we want to go in med school, PA school, whatever, to help people essentially. And so he has to connect with the GR Fire Department, but we wanted to see if anybody here had any other connections in how we could help homelessness, not just in the downtown area, but in any other areas as well. And so, yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to bring that up, and hopefully within the following weeks, we could, you know, find something that we could do to help these people, even if it's with things like blankets, socks, or food, even on campus, like fundraising for that stuff.
Wow,
So,
okay, fascinating.
yeah.
Let's talk more about that, because
Yeah.
it might be parallel to the other fundraising you want to do, or the drive.
Yeah, that drive,
Okay.
for a little more insight on that would just be cheek swabs. We're not taking any blood out of people, and that's just to find a potential match to help battle, you know, blood disorders like leukemia, sickle cell, and people that need bone marrow transplants. For the bone marrow transplants, if there's a perfect match, depending on the health of mental or physical health of that individual, and if they're a perfect match with somebody that's battling that, then that would be more local with Orwell or something like that. So I see.
So it's for homelessness, right?
Yes, this one's,
So there's a shelter down the street.
yeah, are you talking about Cengage?
No, dégagé.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
So
I got
you may
confused.
try to contact with them and see if you can do like an event with them, because I know they came to campus to try to people
Yeah.
to hire.
Yeah, I did speak to them, I wanna say maybe a year or two ago,
Yeah.
but I think it's worth the trouble to reach out to them
Mhm.
again and see if there's anything that we could collaborate in that sense, cause,
I think they would be interested.
yeah, for sure.
There are a few comments coming in for you. Can you read that?
Yeah, you could refer to GR Prize Center or AYA for your.
And there's a note to collab with our basic needs coordinator in student life or Rotaract, because they do a lot of service projects like
Yeah.
that. They're always looking for, you know, local events, but also international ranges.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think I wonder, how we could maybe frame that and get the word out. for you
Yeah,
to start
I
using.
agree,
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
And it looks like Valerie wants to share something about the code of conduct, so.
I just wanted to share with everyone that the student code of conduct is being reviewed, the policy is being reviewed at AGC. So I know Maria is aware of that. She attended yesterday, but as a part of that policy review, we have a code of conduct document that I am looking at, and that just sort of outlines kind of each individual expectation of students on campus and any infraction that could occur. And Maria, I was just hoping to place that Google document in the chat for folks, so that if they want to look at it and send any input or feedback to you as the AGC representative for students, that would be great. And then Maria and I could work together on making any updates. That document is, I've highlighted some areas where we've made some changes, and I know that student government's going to be sharing information over the course of the next few months about updates to that procedural document. So just wanted to throw that out there, that we're looking for student input because it is a student-facing policy and it does impact you guys every day on campus.
Anything else? All right. I think we're good to go. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I forgot.
No, okay.
Jenna's gonna introduce the volunteer opportunity. She's like,
Yeah,
sorry.
No, you're all good. So yeah, Calvin's got some great volunteer opportunities. We're always looking for people to help set up and tear down events. That's really what the main job as the volunteer is. You're more than welcome to come help set up, and then we understand that like you're still a student, you still want to participate in the events. So we always try and make time for you to be able to, whether it's a bouquet making event, make your bouquet, or like at the dance, go dance with your friends and participate in the POV camera and all that. However, if you come and we have a job for you for the duration of the event, we ask that you prioritize that and understand that that is your job for the night. We try to be as flexible as possible with your time that you're able to come. And any classes that you may have that conflict with the event time. It's important to us that, school comes first. We just need help. So if you can lend a hand, that'd be awesome. But yeah, some of the upcoming events that we're looking for volunteers are, for, tomorrow we've got the winter dance. We take volunteers until 2 minutes before sign up. So yeah, we're looking for help setting up and tearing down the winter dance tomorrow. That's at Bissell Treehouse at John Ball Zoo. We're also looking for help for sign painting, March 19th. That does take place at the Lakeshore campus, which is kind of a drive. But we do, any GRCC students who want to come help, we appreciate it. We have Free Food Day, April 17th. That's at the Raider Grill. Come help out, grab a plate, congregate with some friends, and then help us tear it all down. And then Grad Cat decorating is April 18th. So that would mainly be coming, helping up, setting up, and then just kind of monitoring, seeing what students' needs are, seeing how you can help, staying engaged, and again, helping us tear that down. The form to sign up if you're interested in volunteering is linked on Raider Connect. Within that form is the position description, along with like info as to what kind of little perks you get being a volunteer. And yeah, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me about anything. That's all I got. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think that's really it. So thanks for coming, and I'll see you guys next month.
Thanks, Maria. Yeah, try to save everyone. Yeah.
Dance class here?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's.
Oh, that's so funny because my major, well,